I would like to introduce you to Jacoba Franks from Queen's University in Canada. Welcome, Jacoba. How are you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you so much. We are so excited about your presentation. So please.
Okay. There we go. Can you see it?
We are seeing you, but we are not seeing your screen. So maybe you have to press to share.
I'll try again here. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now it's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Jagoa.
No problem. Now, just give me 1 second. I've lost my screen to allow me to go forward. So just give me 2 seconds here. I'll see if I can just do it along the way. There. Okay. Still good?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so hi everybody. My name is Jacoba Franks. I am from Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario in Canada. What you're seeing here on the screen is a picture of Goods Hall. This is where Smith School of Business resides in Queens. This is where all of our commerce courses are held, as well as our master courses in business. And so this is basically the home of where you would be if you're on exchange with us at Smith School of Business. So just to give you a little bit of an idea about the life cycle of the incoming exchange student, usually it starts about a year to 3 months before your arrival that you're doing your application and receiving information from our school and from our office. Upon arrival, that's usually in September and January for intake. And that can be either a semester or a full year, depending on the type of exchange that you do. And then once you're finished with us at the Smith School of Business, we keep you in touch with our alumni. We have something that's equivalent to LinkedIn that is just for Smith alumni. So you'll be able to connect with alumni all over the world. There's likely some alumni right close to you right now that you're just not even aware of. So a little bit of a background for you about our program. The Bachelor of Commerce program is a 4-year program, full-time program. And when you come in, you're considered a 3rd year. This means that you're able to take the 3rd and 4th year level courses, which are electives in our program, but you're also able to take some of the 100 and 200 level courses, which are more of our introductory core courses for our students. You will study alongside the domestic students that are in the program, as well as students on exchange from over 100 business schools, as well as in over 35 countries around the world. We have the Queen's Commerce Society, which we call ComSoc, and that's the largest undergraduate business society in Canada. And so they have a number of groups and clubs that you can join. So just almost any interest that you can think of is either within the ComSoc Society in Smith or even just within Queen's. So you're welcome to join clubs while you're here. And to give you a bit of an idea of what to expect in terms of class size, our 100 and 200 level courses are the intro courses, as I mentioned, and they usually maximize out at about 85 students in a room. And then our 300 and 400 level courses max out at about 55 students in a room. And that's to allow you to really get to know the other students as well as the professor and have an engaging kind of conversational type learning while you're at Smith. There is an expectation to participate in the classroom, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but that is the model that we use in our commerce courses. And you'll find for course load, students usually take 3 to 5 courses when they're here on exchange, 3 being the minimum, 5 being the maximum, but this is of course dependent on the number of courses that your home school requires you to take while you're with us. This is just a general list of the types of courses that are offered through Smith. And within each of these areas, there would be more specialized courses within those kind of umbrella type categories. So there's lots of options for you to choose from in the courses, specifically within an industry that you're interested in. In the classroom, like I mentioned, participation is expected. This can be graded in terms of attendance, so you'll have an attendance mark, as well as in-class discussions. Sometimes that means just sharing ideas or giving your perspective, or discussion forums or surveys. And also even sharing ideas with your professor by email or sharing cases that you're familiar with. Something else that's quite common in our courses is teamwork and presentations. And by that, I mean that you would be put into a team or form your own team and have an assignment due together. And you may also have to do a presentation together in front of the class as your group. So this is quite common in our commerce programs, and you will find that there is a lot of team meetings, group meetings, and rehearsals that will happen in order to make these go well. Evaluation at Queen's tends to be a formative method. So we do end up having evaluations throughout the semester. So it's not uncommon to have, quizzes or small assignments throughout the semester, maybe a midterm, final exam, or just a final paper at the end of the semester, which would obviously add up to the 100% mark at the end of the semester. So you won't find an exam higher than 50% in our courses here at Queen's. It's just not common. Instead, you'll find your marks are kind of spread out over the semester to allow you to kind of tackle those small pieces as you go along to improve your mark as well if you need to. In terms of resources, we have plenty of resources for you here. The Center of International Management is my home office, so that's where I work out of. And we're there to welcome incoming exchange students into the commerce program, as well as that's our home for our students that will go out on exchange. And myself as an exchange advisor, I'm available for meeting with you if you have questions about which courses to enroll in, if you're struggling at all in your courses or need any assistance in terms of academic support or even personal support if you're struggling a little bit while you're here in Canada. The Student Academic Success Services, we call it SAS, they offer in person when we're not in COVID, as well as online resources and workshops that you can do that can just help you perform the best you can, given that if you're going to be in an environment probably where the academic requirements are a little bit different and you may need a little bit of assistance in writing. And so this resource for you is actually really, really helpful, and you're able to utilize them when you're here. The Queen's University International Center is the overall exchange support center for Queen's. So they welcome all international and all exchange students onto Queen's campus. They tend to hold events throughout the year, like they might have a trip that you can buy a ticket for to go to Montreal or Toronto. They also have different sessions that they hold on a regular basis. One of the really great ones is an English session that they hold once a week. And so if you want to work on your English and improve on your English, you could team up with somebody who wants to work on and improve their Spanish. So great opportunity for you guys to have conversations and help each other learn a little bit along the way. We also have the Exchange Transfer Committee that we call the ETC. This is our student-run group that's run out of ComSoc, and their purpose is to welcome exchange students into the Commerce Society. So they do that by having study groups, peer advising, clubs, but they also host events alongside of us. The pictures here show you a little bit of a taste of events that we've held in the past. On the left-hand corner there is the Kingston sign, which is just downtown. And it was part of our scavenger hunt. So we had a scavenger hunt for orientation that took you all over the city and all over campus so that you would get to know kind of where you were really quickly. And then other events that we've held that have been really popular is up in the right-hand corner. We go pumpkin picking and usually include a corn maze in there. So if you don't celebrate Halloween or you don't celebrate it the way that we do, it's a great opportunity to kind of get a taste of what we do around Halloween here in Canada. And then the bottom right-hand picture is us on a curling trip. We do this every February. It's very popular. We go to one of the curling pads here in Kingston, and we have the volunteers that curl on a regular basis, teach everybody how to curl, and then you can form teams and curl against each other. It's a really, really fun day. And I would say that probably our students from South America really, really enjoy it. If they haven't had this experience to try curling before, it's just a great opportunity to try something new and something Canadian and something in the cold. Living in Kingston, there are limited spaces in residence on Queen's campus. And it's usually on the West Campus if you're going to be placed in residence. Applications for that are due early July, early October, and it does include a mandatory meal plan. Some students do love to live in residence. It does have that little bit of security and not having to try to find a place to live here in Kingston. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky to find sublets and places really close to campus to live. We're happy to try and help you and point you in directions, but we do recognize it's a bit of a stressful situation, although it always works out. And we're happy to help you along the ways. It can be a little bit stressful if you choose to sublet or rent rooms outside of the residence. And as I mentioned, since there's limited spots, students often do have to find a sublet or a room to rent. So this gives you an idea of the Queen's campus here. This is a map of the Queen's campus. So kind of in the middle of that picture to the left is where Goods Hall is. So where Smith School of Business is located. West Campus is off to the left of this picture. And then the rest of this just shows you really how close the campus is actually to each other. All of the buildings are very close. Oh, sorry. And so even if you took courses outside of commerce, like in arts and science, for example, classrooms are very, very close together. So there's no problem getting to and from the classrooms on campus. And then you can see kind of towards the top right-hand side, that's basically downtown. So it's maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute walk from campus. Obviously, the bus routes are very quick to get around the city as well. And to give you a little bit more of an idea of where we're located, you can see Kingston Harbor there in the top left-hand corner. So Queens is just to the left of that. Toronto is about 2.5 hours away from us. Ottawa, about 2 hours the opposite direction. So we're really right in the middle of those two big cities. Lots to see and do in both of those cities. The Rideau Canal in the winter is amazing. It freezes over and they groom it so that people can actually go skating on it for fun, or even you'll find people commute to work that way. They'll put their skates on, skate to as far as they have to go, take their skates off, and then off they go to work. We're also surrounded by a lot of provincial parks and conservation areas, some very, very close to us and some just a little bit of a drive away. But if you enjoy being outside and seeing nature, there's wonderful opportunities all around us. So that is everything that I wanted to show you just in a really quick basis, but our contact information is there if you have any questions, as well as our international exchange website if you would like to go there to see what more information we can have for you.
Thank you so much, Jacoba, for your presentation. I hope that we can have several UAI students at your university in the future. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time for be part of our UAI International Fair.
It was lovely, and it was lovely to see everybody.
Thank you.
And meet kind of face to face for the first time.
Yeah, that's true. It was our pleasure. Thank you, Jacoba.
Okay.
See you then. So, guys.